What's up? What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? It's Jeremiah Davis here, the funding coach, with your funding tips for the day. Monday Fun Day, where I give out funding tips. First, I want to say we had some bad news yesterday, and maybe some of you see my post. A death in the family, unexpected. So I want to thank everybody for your prayers and kind words and well wishes. Um, yeah, it's never easy, but yeah, I still have to tend the shop, so to speak. So I'm doing okay. Family's doing the best we can, but today's topic is going to be on funding is not cookie cutter. Why? Why? Because I do spend a lot of time telling people about the funding options, right? And what they need to have to qualify for different funding products. The thing of it is, the funding product, such as equipment loans, equipment financing, is pretty standardized with the lender that I use. The next equipment lender will have their own cookie cutter application process. But what I'm really focusing on is your or the individual borrower looking for, whether it be personal loan, business loans, or equipment financing, real estate investment. Now, hard money, that's pretty cookie cutter too on the the end product. 10 to 20% down payment, contract, rehab, budget, things like that. And I guess the point I'm trying to get to is every individual situation is different, right? What works for one person might not work for the next person that have a similar situation or a similar funding need. So I spend a lot of time explaining, what is the best option? What's the best funding product for your individual situation? And what that means, what that looks like for you guys is like today, someone called me and they wanted to do equipment financing, right? And so I mentioned equipment financing, and it's a business financing product. So you have to have a business, you have to have articles, you have to have bank statements, and the business needs to be making money, right? They immediately went to, well, I'm working on my business credit. And so I had the educators like, okay, business credit is cool, and it would come in handy down the road for different type of equipment or leasing products or services, like a vehicle lease or something like that. But if you're trying to get some type of equipment to put into your business to generate money or use to run your business, that's a different type of equipment funding that business credit is not necessary for. Okay, so that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Knowing what type of loan that is right for your particular situation, where you're at right now, or how to get to where you want to go, maybe an indirect way. So for this individual, had really good personal credit, had a few blemishes. So the path to least resistance for her would be going to a personal loan and then coming back and getting an equipment loan because she didn't have the business up and operating with 3 months of bank statements, with generating enough money to cover the cost of the monthly payments of that equipment. So we had to, do an indirect, and I do that a lot. I mean, a great deal. People come to me for business loans. Well, business loans are heavily contingent on personal credit and business income. All right. The staples always remain the same. You got to be making some money in your business. And at traditional business funding, you need to be in business for 2 years, and your business needs to be making $100,000 a year. Now, there are other business loan types that if you have been in business less than 2 years, you could apply for it, or your business is not quite making 100 or more, $10,000 or more a month, equivalent to $100,000 a year. So we have to look at another option, right? So that's the type of things I'm talking about. Is every situation is not cookie cutter, and what happens is people come to me after they get tidbits of information off the internet or some other groups or other individuals saying this is what you need to get this type of money, right? And then they come to me, and then I have to tell them, well, that's not really accurate because you don't. There's more pieces to the puzzle than what you thought there was. So we need to make sure you have all the pieces to the puzzle and find the right funding product for your situation, right? If you don't have good credit, but you have good business income, there's other options for you, right? Maybe an MCA. The MCAs now are going. A lot of them are switching from the daily pay to the weekly pay or monthly pay. And then if you already have one, there are a lot of these banks now, MCA banks, that are refinancing your primary and give you more money on a secondary, kind of rolling the first one into the second one. And now some of them are even going down to 4 or 5 positions. And what that means is even if you have 4 or 5 of those MCA loans, they'll still take you and give you more money, even though you already have several. So and yeah, it's high interest, it's payday loans for businesses, but sometimes it's a necessary evil to get you from point A to B. And I always try to tell people, if you have to go this route, we're going to try to get you out of it as fast as possible so you're not paying that high interest over a long period of time. Most of those types of loans only last 9 to 12 months, but you need to know what your options are and shop around. I don't use one particular MCA company over another. When I get one of those deals to my desk, I'll send it out to 5 or 6 of them and get quotes back. And then me and the borrower will go over the options that what's the best option for them. And sometimes they might get more than one to get to what their desired need is for funding. Usually those are emergency funds for brick and mortar type locations, restaurants, auto repair shops, things like that. But truckers, MCAs are pretty much good for everybody if you qualify. Now, sometimes it might not give you a lot of money, but if it's $5,000 or $10,000, it's all contingent on how much your business is making, and if you have enough deposits. Usually, they like to see 7 deposits a month as a minimum in your business and generating $10,000 a month. And then no NSF fees or on your bank statements. So if you have too many NSFs, you can be disqualified for that type of funding. The thing I do most commonly is put people in a personal loan and then help them structure that or utilize those funds to invest into their business. It's not very difficult to get $25,000 to $50,000 dollars in personal loans, signature loans that you can use, right? They're term loans, monthly payments over 5 years usually, and in the low teens, or if you got really good credit, maybe under 10% interest rate. And you get $50,000. Okay, this is how you can use this to put into your business, invest into your business to generate or grow your business or start your business or what have you. And that kind of goes for everything, because like an equipment funding, you need a down payment, first and last month's payment. Okay, do you have that cash? You might need $5,000 or $10,000 depending on the price of the equipment that you're trying to purchase. Real estate investment is another one. If you don't have the 10 to 20% of the purchase price for that real estate, or the money to get it under contract, or a contractor that will give you a rehab budget. Sometimes they get them for free if you're going to use them. Sometimes they might charge you, a couple $100 for that. So there's different, other costs relevant to what you're trying to do that you need to take into consideration. And I usually just put someone into, if they qualify, to a personal loan, and then come back and say, okay, now let's go get the equipment loan. Let's go get the real estate, that property that you was looking at. Let's go put this, put this investment into your business and make a plan to generate more income within 6 to 12 months, so you can start paying that money off faster and get out of that loan or get into a better loan option. So that's what I'm saying. Funding is not cookie cutter and requires you to know the funding products that are available as well as what you need to qualify for them, or what the alternative is to accomplish your goal. So it's just one shoe doesn't fit all, because everybody's credit profile is different. Everybody's situation, demographics, where location, where they live at, all those things are different for each individual, right? But me being the funding coach, I know, okay, well, this is what we got to do. Maybe sometimes you got to take 2 or 3 months to fix your credit, to get to the qualifying credit score that you need. I talked to another person today that was trying to get some money, and I was asked them, who else in your house that in your household makes money that pays taxes, because we can use household income, right? That person can be the primary on the loan, but we'll use the household income to get you qualified for more money. So little things like that, it just comes with the wealth of knowledge of being in the funding space for years, that you can that you need to know. So when you do call me, or if you are shopping around for a loan, or for some type of financing to start your business, to grow your business, to buy another business or something like that, you need to do some research or talk to somebody who knows what options are available. What's the path of least of resistance for me? Where can I get 25,000 real quick and get my business off the ground? I know most people don't think like that. Most people want to kind of bootstrap it and get money, use the money that they have. And I'm cool with that, but I might take you longer to accomplish your goal than it would if you just took out a loan. Okay. And I'm going to coach you or provide you the information so you can plan to pay that money off. I just believe in business that your products and sales and your services should pay for themselves. So we might start small, but as money starts coming in, we can add on, and then you're just using your profit to grow your business. But the loan will give you the kickstart that you need to get it off the ground. Maybe you have to put money into marketing. Maybe you have to put money into infrastructure to deliver your product or service to your community. So there's just all types of nuances, right, that are usually vary. I don't think I've ever had anything that was identical. This is always something that's a little different with each individual. I've had people with a 700 credit score, but their DTI was out of whack and got denied for monies that I thought they would get approved for. Okay, I've had people who had less than 660 or less than 650 credit score that got approved for more money than I thought they would. I had one guy who went through a credit repair program and only had 2 trade lines, and they were Care credit cards that because he had everything else was closed or removed from his credit report. But he ended up getting like $100,000 because he was a business owner, had a security guard type business, and he was a veteran. So he got some preferences from some of the veteran or military services financial institutions, Navy Fed, PenFed, USAA, things like that. But I was surprised with a semi-weak credit file with just 2 trade lines. He qualified for a large sum of money, and we was able to get that done. So that's the type of thing I'm talking about. Funding is not cookie cutter, okay? And there's so many different types of funding options out there. There's at least, I'm trying to put my funding book together. And I think I got close to 50 different funding options, not counting grants, So there's a lot of different funding options. There's an array of SBA type funding options for everything from import-export business to agriculture to raw land and new construction. So there's a funding option for almost any type of situation. And just knowing which way to go to get to that particular funding product that you're trying to get, or the one that will get you to where you want to be, is critical. And so just when you getting this information from other people on social media, just keep in mind that their particular situation might not work for you or might not be the best fit for you, and that's critical. because I've had people that come to me after they went to some type of other credit or loan stacking program and did not get what they were promised. They said they were going to get them X amount of dollars in cash and credit cards, and all they got was a bunch of credit cards. Uh, excuse me, and all these inquiries. Now they're coming to me, and I'm trying to get this money, but they don't qualify because they have all these credit cards and they have all these inquiries. Their credit took a hit, and now they still don't have no cash. Right? That's what I'm talking about. So it's you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Okay, the credit card stacking is nothing revolutionary, but you most likely are just going to get a few credit cards, maybe higher limits, so usually 3 to 5 times the limit of your personal credit card, but it's piggybacking off your PG personal card, personal guaranteed personal credit card. So when you're going to get stack some business cards, those business cards have your business name on them, but they're still PG, personally guaranteed by your personal credit. So that's but when you apply, so you go to Capital One and apply for a business card with a PG, it would have your name on it and your business name on it, right? And they're not supposed to report to your personal credit unless you default. So it's knowing things like that. When you jump into something, be careful, right? And then this PPP, this government money, is crazy what we're dealing with the fraud and the banks trying to mitigate the fraud. They got all the legitimate people caught up in limbo trying to mitigate the fraud that's going on. So I know there's some new banks popping up that are making the process faster, but if you might have your app in with the bank that's trying to what I heard was some of these banks are going back and going through all the applicants by hand, all right, because they had too many error messages, different things happen, like PDF fillable tax returns that you can just type in and change that hadn't been secured. So they're sending over that PDF with its edible version, so you will still have to, they're not accepting that. Or there's some of the banks are now using Chime and other banks are not using Chime. So there's a whole lot of nuances to all funding products and services. EIDL. What are all the supporting documents? I think they made it perfectly clear this time, the second round, that they're not giving. You have to have better credit, and if you want over a certain amount of dollar amount, you have to put up some collateral like a house, because they're trying to give out 24 months of business operating expense in this new round of EIDL. But if what the documents say is if it's more than 25,000, collateral will have to be used. So that's another. You might see somebody that's getting $200,000 or $300,000, but they might have to put some collateral up. So. There's more going on in the back of these deals than what people are putting out on social media. And I'm just here to let you know that just because you hear about a funding product that worked for somebody and they're killing it, or they got a large sum of money, doesn't mean it's automatically going to work for you. If your circumstances are just a hair different than that person's. And most time it's going to be a great deal of difference. You have a type of trade lines, the history of your credit. You have to have a strong credit file, right? They don't like to see a whole lot of new credit. They like to see credit that's well managed, lines of credit that's well managed with your utilization under 50% for funding, but preferably the lower the better, under 30%, under 15%, increases your chances of getting approved for different type of funding. And if you just go out and go get a whole bunch of credit cards, and now they're brand new and they have no age, that's a red flag for the lender. They're going to be like, okay, well, where's your business? And, how long you been in business there? Is your business making money? They're asking these questions because they want to know how you're going to pay them back. They're not doing it. They're not going to lend you money because they like you. You got a nice story. That's another thing people don't seem to understand is they always trying to explain their situation to me, but it doesn't change anything. Because explaining it to me is not going to you're not going to be able to explain it to the underwriter at the bank. Okay, they're just going to look at your credit and your documents and be approved or denied. That's it. So they're just pretty much checking boxes. Credit check, financials check, bank statements check. They're just going through their check boxes. If you miss a check box, you're most likely going to get denied. So I hope this is helpful. I just want to get you guys do some research, really seriously. Know for yourself which option is best for you. Now, the ones I mentioned, right? You got your personal loans, business loans, equipment financing loans, MCA loans, and real estate investment loans. Those 5 are the kind of pillars that everything falls into. Now, where they fall into each individual one, that can vary, by each person that applies. So you got to really know what the best funding option is for you. Okay. And then, like I said earlier, it's most likely that the one you want, you might not qualify for. So I will probably suggest to you another loan funding product that will help you get to where you want to get to. Okay. So you need to be open to that, open to adjusting your plan a little bit until you can get the one you want. All right, or just accomplish the goal. It doesn't really matter if the money comes from personal, business, or MCA, or whatever. Home equity loan. Whatever, long as you can get the funds and generate more money in your business. That's the whole key. That's the purpose. All right, don't get hung up on which type of loan you're going to get and think it's even if you got $100,000, $200,000 business loan, you're still going to personally guarantee it. Okay, there's very few loans for new businesses that are not going to require personal credit and personal guarantee. That's not how funding works. Okay, if you have business credit, it gives you more options on different types of funding products. For example, a SBA type loan that uses the SBSS score, like I spoke about last week, is a combination of your business credit and your personal credit that 7,500 U.S.-based lenders use when they extend business loans. But they're also going to be looking at your personal credit. If your personal credit ain't there, you're done. Your finance. You ain't got all your finances for the last 2 years, you're done. Okay? So I'm talking to me, you're going to learn that before we apply. We're not even going to apply for this because you're not going to qualify. I already know. Based on what you tell me, what you show me, I already know which ones you're going to qualify for, which ones you're not going to qualify. And I can tell you what you need to do to get qualified. If you need to get this account, these are collection accounts or late payments or inquiries off your credit report prior to applying for that loan. So that's those are the type of things that I try to provide you. It's the education and the advice on how to manage your money and where to go get the money best suited for your needs. Anyway, that's cookie. Funding is not a cookie cutter. So let's educate ourselves. Let's figure out how we can all come up together, how we can invest in each other, how we can provide added services and products to our community, so we can help each other come up. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help people come up out of one situation to a better situation. So I don't want to get preachy, but knowing this information is valuable can serve you well and make the difference between you having a business, not having a business. All right. Having a business that's generating income, having business credit already established and built up, having good personal credit. Those are things that you need to do, and you'll have more options to get the money that you need to grow your business, start your business, what have you. So it's very important that you do some research and figure out which loan product is right for you. Funding is not cookie cutter. Okay. Hey, that's my time for the day. Thank you guys for watching. Share, like, follow me on YouTube. Business Funding Now on YouTube, and Davis Thorpe Incorporated Inc. on YouTube, or my 2 YouTube channels, Facebook, Instagram. I'm all over the place. So just hopefully anybody found value in these tips about the funding product. And if you have questions, go to the website, book an appointment, and I'll be happy to explain them more to you. All right. My name is Jeremiah Davis. I'm the funding coach. Peace.